be mine in peace. Come on, you got it, you got it, you got it. No faith unusual. You got it, you got it, you got it. Faith unusual. Come on, you got it, you got it, you got it. You got faith unusual. You got faith unusual. Got joy unusual. Come on. You got life unusual. Life unusual. Say a life unusual. Say life unusual. Joy unusual. Faith unusual. Faith unusual. Unusual.
Come on. Woo! Come on.
Faith unusual. And though I walk through the valley, though I walk through the valley of deep darkness, I know you are with me. 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 Though I walk in the valley of darkness, I know you are with me. I know you are with me. Many of you are there right now. I know you are with me. I know you are with me now. Say it. I know you are with me. I know you are with me now. I know you are with me. I know you are with me now. Give me that little string beat. Though I walk in the valley of darkness, know you are with me. Know you are with me now. I know you are with me. I know you are with me now. I know you are with me. I know you are with me. I know you are with me. I can feel I'm standing in the same place that David was standing in. You've given me a promise, yet I'm standing in the valley of dreadful darkness. I know you are with me. I know you are with me. I can feel your rod. I can feel your staff. I know that you are with me. You're preparing a table in the presence of my enemies. I know you are with me. 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 I can feel you right next to me. God's presence is moving into your house right now, very strongly. I know you are with me. I can feel you next to me. Quand je suis pas à porte faisant que tes lèvres se passent, découvert ce matin. Just reach out, close your eyes. Something very, very beautiful happening right now. I know you are with me. Know that I am with you. God says, standing right next to you. Can you feel my presence? Can you feel my breath? Do you know I'm with you? Can you feel my presence? If anyone has a hard heart right now, there's something wrong with you. I know you are with me. This song is just for you right now. Before Hannah sings, this song is just for you, this little piece. Take what is present. Some of you have never felt this, maybe once or twice in your life. It's such an honor and a privilege.
This moment now, I feel that the time is right for me to stand in awe. And Lord, how can I fill you with my love, knowing that all you have, you've given me with your life. this moment now, I feel that the time is right for me to stand in awe. Oh, and Lord, how can I fill you with my love, knowing that all you have, you've given me with your life. Here I stand, anticipating welcoming you, yeah, knowing that my heart is the only thing I have as a gift of love. Here I stand, anticipating welcoming you, oh yes, knowing that my heart is the only thing I have, Lord, as a gift of love.
Here I stand.
Here I stand, anticipating welcoming you, yes, knowing that my heart is the only thing I have as a gift of love. Here I stand, anticipating welcoming you, oh yes, knowing that my heart is the only thing I have. It's my gift of love. You're all I need when I feel your breath inside my soul. You're all I need when my heart is filled with pain and fear. You're all I want, and the world around wants to take the breath in me. You are my life. You're all I need when I feel your breath inside my soul, and you're all I need, even though my heart is filled with pain and fear. You're all I want when the world around tries to take the breath in me. You're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I want. You're all I need.
Joel, I want you to play it on the strings. Whatever you feel, but that piece if you can. Keep it up. Keep it up. The Spirit of God is doing something very, very, very powerful right now. It is undeniable, absolutely undeniable when you feel God's presence. It's something connects that it's so indescribable. To try and describe His presence is like trying to describe something that cannot be seen, but yet it is felt. That's what is present right now. I want to invite you to His altar. See, when we seem like we have no more faith, let us obtain grace. The grace that keeps our heart and our hearts in sacred chastity for the only one, the beloved of our soul, the perfect, the Christ who gave Himself for us. As I said, and I wrote to you and communicated to you, Jesus was with people of His own choice that were not acceptable to the religious of the day. Therefore, so few recognized His presence. And yet He would touch those that were seemingly untouchable. Maybe you're one of those people watching me right now and saying, you know, I think I've gone too far. You haven't. Because you're looking at me right now as I tell you that what you're feeling, we did not deserve. But He chose to reveal Himself right now. Some of you can feel tingling, some of you can feel sadness or weeping. It's not even sadness. It does all kinds of things to you. Some people are used to it. I can never get too familiar and acquainted with His presence because it's so diverse, it's so different. Touch Him now. Touch Him now. As my fingers play on this piano. And Father of light, go into their darkness and heal. Now, hastily, come. Touch children, parents, adults, aged. No one disqualifies. Do it now, Lord, I pray. Everybody, take a deep breath. And Lord, as they breathe in your presence, whatever is present, heal bodies, touch minds. Nobody disqualifies. Heal, deliver, set free today, I pray. And And I thank you for it. Amen. Welcome to the den. Welcome to the most unique place on the planet. It's just, to me, it's amazing that every week when we get together, there's this, something breaks. The oil of the Spirit just comes out of us. It's just, to me, the most amazing thing that we have been chosen to carry this presence. Think about it. From the temple into our physical bodies. Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit? If this is His temple, then He is welcome to come and do whatever He wants in this temple, to come and overtake it, give us feelings of joy, inexpressible, feelings of peace that passes understanding. What are you experiencing right now? And I'm taking advantage of this moment, is that obviously you trust in my leadership, not because I'm a great orator or even a great pianist or even a great singer. I'm not. But maybe you realize I've been there where you've been. Maybe you realize and understand I'm not just a warrior. I'm a wounded warrior. I know what it's like to be in battlefield. I know what it's like when people turn away from you, when you need them. So I want to be here for you. I know what it's like to ask for grace and not receive it from human beings. I know what it's like to be down and somebody comes and kicks you further down. Unfortunately, that is what happens. And so many turn away from the Christ that is present right now because, listen to me, because somebody else hurt them. I think you realize that what we are experiencing is something that has been acquired due to many, many years of hurts, of wounds, but there's passion that comes when you're wounded. There's a passion that comes with pain, especially if the infliction of that pain came from the enemy of our souls. And you managed to make it this far. You managed to get this far. Now listen to me. I'm just taking this moment before we go to Washington, D.C., where Sunil is waiting for us. And he's going to report to you what's happening there. There's no way that I could let you go now without you coming to God and saying, you know what? I actually heard it. I heard you speak. I heard your presence. Some of you felt the invisible motion of God. Some of you sensed it. But you know what the most beautiful thing to me is? Our response when He speaks. Our response when He presents Himself. Mine is always, I come to you with an offering. You see, God just spoke to us. And I'm going to read this to you very quickly. God spoke to us and said, in your deepest darkness, I'm there with you right now. He said that the winds of change have begun. So things are going to change. Some of you have experienced incredible miracles during the month of February. Some of you have written in the most amazing, Pastor Mike, would you come and join me? Amazing miracles, because you took advantage of that one moment and brought an offering with peace. I want to read you something. Don't do anything yet, because before we move into the next segment, I want every one of you and those that have joined us, the 1,000 or somewhat more that has joined us in giving your offering to God when the time comes. You already have written in and said, I only gave $6, all I could give, or $5, and look what's happening to me. We're reading the reports coming in. Do you know why? This is pure. Our giving is pure. It comes at the altar when God is present. And some of you held back saying, you know what, I've been manipulated over the years, I've been hurt, but you took that risk just a week ago. And I said, let's add another 1,000 to our givers, 1,000 people. Meaning you don't have to come with big, huge offerings. All we want you to do is to take something and act. Now, with the fact that God is so beautifully present, I want to read you something out of the scriptures, and then we're going to pray, and every one of you, some of you that have never done this, rather sat back and said, well, I'm sure somebody else is going to do it. You're going to do it today. Because I want to show you something. It's in 2 Kings chapter 13. I'll be very quick. In verse 14, Elisha had become sick with the illness of which he would die. Now, I want you to listen to me. There are illnesses and sicknesses that are not unto death. You may be sick right now. What you've got to say is this an illness of which I will die? And if you can perceive this yourself, because God will show you, because we get sick. That's life. But is this an illness unto death? If it's not, then carry on with your work. Ignore it, even though it's there. Don't go into hours of fighting your faith to fight off a sickness that will go if you take antibiotics, or you eat properly, or you have some rest. Do you know what I'm saying? I pray that every person that is dreadfully ill right now, God would reveal to you if this is a death unto which you will die. Elisha knew it and accepted it. Listen to this. Then Joash, the king of Israel, came down to him and wept over his face. The prophet is dying. And he said these words, "Oh, my father, the chariots of Israel and their horsemen." Do you know what he was saying? He was saying the exact words that Elisha said when Elijah was about to be taken away. He sensed the presence of the horsemen and the chariots of Israel. The very ones that took Elijah were present to take Elisha, albeit through death. The king was worried about the Syrians having control over them. And Elisha said to him, "Take a bow and some arrows." And the king took a bow and some arrows. And he said to the king of Israel, "Put your hand on the bow." So he put his hands on it, and Elisha put his hands on the king's hands. See, the only thing that I can do for you is take what you already have, and as a prophet, steer it in the right direction, putting my hands on your hands and saying, this is where your bow and arrow must point, and this is where you must shoot. Listen to this. So the king did that. And then Elisha said, "Open the east window," and he opened it, and Elisha said to the king, "Shoot." It was the king's strength, but the prophetic direction. Then Elisha said, and he shot, and he said, "The arrow of the Lord's deliverance, and the arrow of deliverance from Syria. For you must strike the Syrians at Aphek till you have destroyed them." He gets a word. Today we have a word. God has pointed the bow and arrow in your life to the right direction. I say, shoot. Because that action is faith. And deliverance will come. But this is amazing after this. Then Elisha said to the king, to the monarch, "Take the arrows." So the king took them, and Elisha said to the king of Israel, "Strike the ground." Wait a bit. A bow and arrow is to shoot, not to strike the ground. But Elisha said, "Do it." So the king struck 3 times, and he stopped. He was responding to God's word. Your response now determines the outcome of God's promise. In other words, you can do nothing. You can give absolutely nothing, and God will still bless based on His promise, but it won't be measured. You measure the outcome of this blessing by your response, how you respond. He struck 3 times, and Elisha got angry and said, "You should have struck 5 or 6 times. Then you would have struck Syria and destroyed them, but you will only strike Syria and win 3 times. Now listen to me, please. I'm not telling you that you've got to give 30,000 to 100,000. But I hear the 5 and the 6 again. He just said to him, strike 5 or 6 times and you've got deliverance. You'll notice something. We've put a $5 thing. We're just leaving it up there. I hope it's up. What does it say? in your face faith. In other words, you may be sitting and say, Kim, I want to give 100. I want to give 50. Do it. Do whatever he tells. We haven't prayed yet. But for every person that is not going to respond because you feel ashamed that it's such a little, it's not.
Yes.
Now I'll tell you what we're going to do with it. We're going to pray and ask God, you say to him, what do you want me, how do you want me to respond to what you just did and said? I want you to ask him to show you what to give at this altar. Every person, the extra 1,000 that came on, 1,400 that joined the givers, plus more. I want you to say, God, I want to respond. Say it.
God, I want to respond
with faith
with faith
at what you said.
at what you said.
I will respond.
I will respond.
Show me what to give
Show me what to give
right now.
right now.
Now, Lord, speak to every person. Show them what to give. Now. Thank you. Speak, Lord. Just take a break, get some coffee, but have some fun because I've got my little girls here. Hello, Meow Meow. There we are. And hello, baby. Leanne. Okay, so some people are asking why we call her Leanne. That's actually, it's an X-A-I, is it? X-I-A-O is, it's not her real name. We just call her, you say Show. We call her Leanne, but we've ended up calling her Shirley-Ann. Tell her, Jane, just talk to people. Tell her about first about her eyes. She'll have to take it away from her.
Oh, okay.
Okay, tell her about her eyes, first of all, Leanne, because they want to know about Leanne.
Well, if we call her Leanne, she's not actually responding to that name yet. So her name is Shalian. So we just, her Chinese name, Xiao Lian. So we trying to convert it over to Leanne, but it's taking a while. She wants you to speak, Jacqueline.
Tell them about the eyes quickly. They do want to know about that.
What do you want? Say hello. Well, they're starting to speak English really well now.
She says Rachel.
Whole sentences, and so that's
Calling Rachel.
great. But as far as an update goes, it's Leanne has got some issues that we have to deal with regarding her eyesight, and so on Thursday she's having exploratory surgery done on her eyes. So please pray for her.
And many of you know, of course, that Mia, we did the heart catheterization, and we're getting some second and third opinions, but they expected it to be worse. But we'll tell you more details as we get more updates. But anyway, I wanted you to see the children. They're doing so much better. I want you to see the progress over the years. They're bonding, they're connecting. And Jane, I must tell you, you're doing a fantastic job over the months. And my little baby, Jacqueline. And somebody paid a beautiful compliment to you on things, how beautiful your daughter is. So, Jacqueline's doing fantastically. And
yes, I couldn't do this without her help. There's just no way. Leanne is very active.
Leanne, stand on the piano.
Do you want to dance?
Put the beat on that you
turn
had.
Turn around.
The one you had.
Turn it that way.
Is it
Do you
okay?
want? What do you want Bubba to sing?
You want me to sing? Okay, let's get a drum on here, because just give me whatever you got there, because she wants to dance. Quickly.
You want to get up there? You do.
What?
More?
Okay, thanks for coming on and bringing them. Anyway, so look how beautifully they dressed.